Welcome to another edition of GrokTALK, brought to you by GrokTALK.com, New Hampshire's leading conservative blog site. We are your feared extremist, right-wing, hard-charging, gun-toting, opinionated, outspoken, rabble-rousing, I screwed it all up, conservatives with a big splash of libertarianism. Brought to you by the Coalition of New Hampshire Taxpayers and GrokTALK.com, back after a 3-week hiatus, 2-week hiatus technically, because this is week 3.
You can turn that music down.
But we are, it's not that loud.
Yes, it is.
It is in your headset, but not over here. And this
but I want to hear you,
not
necessarily. I want that as a background. I want to hear your dulcet tones.
Dulcet tones.
How you doing? My name's Ann Custer. I had an ad with a Republican in it who was actually undecided.
Independent.
Yeah, that's our Whiskey Tango Foxtrot for the week, by the way.
Well, and you can also add in, have you watched the other ad where she's trying to help this small brewery? I can't tell if she's a Democrat or a Republican. And here she ran the last time as an uber progressive. Those ugly, nasty capitalists who want profits. And now she's a wash in a beer factory.
I'm here to help you raise money that you didn't build so that I can take it for stuff I like. My name's Ann Custer, and I approve this message. Annie Custer, sorry. She was Ann McLean Custer when she was running as the far-left progressive extremist.
Which has she dropped the McLean part?
A long time ago. She's been Annie Custer since she got elected.
Oh, okay.
Just like Hillary Rodham Clinton was Hillary Clinton until Bill got elected, then she was Hillary Rodham Clinton again.
I like the HRC because it's her Royal Clintonness.
Anyway,
and the McLean Custer lends itself to a better form of abbreviation, as in McCluster.
That's what I've been calling her since before she got elected to office. So anyway, welcome to GrokTALK. There is a post at GrokTALK.com on the Ann Custer thing. I included James Pindell's tweet with the picture. And he says, woman in Annie Custer ad claims to be a Republican, but Nashua clerk says she's undeclared. And I picked this up from Mo Lane at Red State, care of Susan Olson, who put it up on Facebook. And I added, Republicans for Ann Custer operates out of a dark, empty corner between the victim class workstation and the false outrage dispenser at the offices out-of-state funded Granite State Progress. So that's where they are. There's nobody there. But, even Republicans are like, Ann Custer, ew.
Well, I don't know. There was a whole bunch of Republicans for Lynch.
Yeah, but he's not that bad. He really isn't that bad. There are a few positions where he's moderate. He hides in the moderate cloak, and that's how he got elected as many times as he did. And he almost always caved when the left went at him.
Yeah.
But
that was the problem.
He wasn't Gene Shaheen.
Oh, no.
And he's not Maggie Hassan.
And even Maggie Hassan is trying the Lynch approach. She's trying to look like the nice, moderate person to get reelected. Then she'll get back to encouraging her.
But she did that way back before. After she got kicked out of the Senate in 2010,
yeah, she
was at the founding of the Coffee Party in New York City, selling herself as a moderate so she could run for governor.
Mm-hmm.
And that,
whatever happened to that?
And if you'll buy that, there's some other people in New York City that'll sell you a bridge.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever
happened to that coffee party?
They're still around, and
they're
still, I don't know.
Are they just down to grinds?
They just had grinds. It's just a wet filter and some grinds. They are. They just had some news. They're actually trying to engage in the election. I forget. I just wrote about them a couple of weeks ago.
Well, so's Occupy. I just saw it. Here in New Hampshire, Occupy lost their lawsuit about taking over the park at night, I guess, or something absurd like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is, and they say that the Tea Party has died. Yeah.
Tell that to the Republican establishment.
Yeah, the Tea Party hasn't died. If it had died, as Steve said, why would the Republican Party establishment be declaring war on it all across the country? Another piece in American Thinker yesterday saying, basically pointing out how Karl Rove was going to lose this election. Wave?
Oh, I read that.
Wave? What wave? More like a wet drip. Yeah, I put a couple of nasty...
Bye Republicans.
I put a couple of nasty comments on that.
Bye, establishment Republicans.
I also got the annual Dunning letter from the National Rhino Support Committee, wanting to know where my membership money was. So I wrote
Did you tell
back,
them you gave it to the Tea Party?
pretty much. I said, I got 2 words for you. Thad Cochran.
Well, and here in New Hampshire, we've got the same problem.
And I then said I got
the Senate Majority PAC. That Steve, you have been doing a magnificent job.
Senate Republican Majority PAC burns in $14,000 so far on primaries for Nancy Pelosi Stiles and Dave Drunken Disorderly Booten.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
Bet you missed us, didn't you? You didn't have this for 2 weeks, and now we're back. Look at that.
snark. It's a snark fest. It's a snarknado.
Snarkasm. It's Snarknado. Yes, that's exactly what I said to my wife the other day, and she's like, "Oh."
Here I am, Mo.
Yeah.
By the way, thinking of Drunken Disorderly, whoever sent in that rather excellent picture of the disabled truck, there is a copy of the pink version on the media library now.
Okay. Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I uploaded it to the media library.
That was well done.
Yes.
Making Dave Booten's truck pink.
That-
Is that Dave's pink? Dave's truck?
I didn't think
Whose truck was that?
That's Dave's.
It was Dave's?
it is Dave's.
Was wearing his plate.
I thought it was somebody else's that
No.
owns a restaurant.
Said it 16 plate on it?
Oh, I guess not. Oh, then I was thinking of the wrong state senator
Yeah.
because he's got one like it.
We should mail him a screwdriver. 'Cause he's going to take that sucker off of there pretty soon.
The screwdriver, that's in a tall glass, right?
Yes. Excellent, excellent. Hi, Dave. Bet you missed us too. So glad to be here.
Yeah, don't worry, Mr. Booten. Anytime that you need a ride home from any bar, whether it be the Asian bar or
Give us a
somewhere
call.
else, we'll be there to help you out.
And it's really
Help
not,
you out. There you
and
go.
it's not personal.
Well,
honestly.
we know which way you got in, but we'd sure like to help you out.
Right. And it's really not personal. We told you if you voted for the stuff you voted for that this would happen. We told you. We warned you. People called you and emailed you, and you ignored them.
Yes, and as we said during
People
the pre-show,
known as your constituents, of which we just happen to be a loud tip of the spear representation.
yeah, as we talked about in the pre-show, if these guys want to make us shut up, stop doing stupid stuff. You know, it has nothing to do with Obama's foreign policy. Don't do stupid stuff. This is, if you follow the platform, if you follow the, not only just the law of the Constitution, but the spirit of the Constitution, and you act like real Republicans, then we wouldn't be doing half the stuff that we have to do. We are going to call you out. We are going to be the counterweight because obviously NHGOP Jennifer Horn and NHGOP Chair John Sununu or any of the others. Oh, Fergus. Do I have to go into Fergus?
Fergie?
Fergie. Fergie! Yes. I'm not going to go to some of those jokes that just appeared. They're supposed to be the protector of the brand.
No offense to Sarah Ferguson.
Yeah. Or the singer.
Or the singer.
Yeah.
Whose name I forget.
Fergie.
I know, but I forget her full name. I used to know what it was.
But, you know, why is it incumbent upon us, a band of bloggers, to stand up more for the brand of the Republican Party than the people who've been elected to do that?
Because they don't understand what the brand is. They think it's a cute little elephant with swollen spending. And sorry, guys, that.
Excuse me, but my elephant has swollen spending. I have to take it to the vet.
But that's exactly what the Democrats do. And you know, the bubble's going to pop whether you blow it up quickly or slowly. And we're done. We don't want the bubble to pop. We want it to deflate naturally. We want government to stop spending. We want government to stop regulating. We want it to stop militarizing. And we want to be the free people that we were created to be.
We are the ice on the swelling. No, I don't know. I'm trying to work with that. That just.
Well, I think it was Thomas.
Take the ice bucket challenge. Let's dump it over the NHGOP and start over.
Yeah. Well, I think it was Thomas Sowell who I put up as a notable quote, a two-parter, and he said one of them, if I'm remembering right, either that or it was yet another post that I bookmarked and haven't gotten back to.
I swear I wrote that. Where is it?
Yeah, 8,500 posts later, I don't know.
Yeah, right. I know.
He said, what do the Republicans stand for? And I've been on a tear, and we talked about it slightly, what Republican wave? I'm not seeing it here in New Hampshire.
No, they're doing everything they can to destroy it. They're running a Senate candidate who is unpopular with all of the base and a good chunk of the middle. And they think that just because he's equally unpopular as Gene Shaheen, that's a winning combination. and they're running a gubernatorial candidate who may be a perfectly nice guy and businessman in private life, who's got foot and mouth disease on the campaign trail and is trying to take out a perfectly good, young, energetic conservative activist who was already running for the job.
What I was going to point out was, Mike.
Yeah.
Move that way just a little bit.
Am I still hiding behind you on a damn camera?
Well, if I move forward to hit my keyboard, I don't.
Yeah, but you're hiding behind 25 fewer pounds of him. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I got 20 more pounds to go. But anyway.
Small dog.
Big bark.
Big bark.
You guys may have the email because the laptop in front of me is for the live stream. I don't do my email on it anymore since I have supplanted it with a new one. Grokster Tom sent us an email. Can one of you bring that up and read it?
I will look.
Because I had a repost to that, and I think it's who knows? Maybe we're having an effect. Okay, it's a race between these two to see which one's got my email that I can't get to.
The Walt the Fraud one?
No, from the you have to vote.
Here it is. I win. I got another pen. I missed that the first
Looks
time.
like the same one.
Short message. The Republicans are now acting like Obama, who is now blaming social media, the media, and
no. You gotta read the first one. What I was replying to. Tom's email.
BMRC members. The purpose of this email is to urge you to do the following. Vote in the Republican primary election for the candidates of your choice.
Yeah, and that committee is which one?
BMRC. Belknap?
No.
Let me see, it's in here. Brookline Mason GOP.
Yes.
No, okay. 2. Vote in the general election for the Republican candidate, even if they were not who you voted for in the primary election. Staying home and or not voting for a specific candidate or office is the same as voting for their opponent. In the 2012 presidential election, there were approximately 220 million registered voters in the United States. Final voting results for president, rounded, were Obama 66 million, Romney 61 million, which means 93 million people did not bother to vote. Assuming an even split, Democrat, Independent, and Republican, among the 93 million, that about 31 million Republicans stayed home. If just 20%, 6 million, of those had gone to the polls and voted for Romney, the outcome would have been different. We would have a much better individual in the White House, and our country would be a far better off than it is today.
And then
you know what? Obama does make Romney look good, but that's really not the point. The point is that it's the enthusiasm, stupid. And if you put forward candidates for which there is, or for whom there is no enthusiasm, people don't come out.
Yeah,
Skip.
And basically what I wrote after that, which I will be posting, is a whole bunch of words that basically said, Republican Party, you suck. So, and I'm saying that as a state committee man, at least for now until the primary, which I may get primary.
That's the shortest answer you're going to get from Skip Murphy.
Yes.
You suck.
So, well, they've driven me.
You want me to read what you wrote?
They've driven me to use a 4-letter word.
Yes.
Go ahead, read it.
Yes. The Republicans are now acting like Obama, who is now blaming social media, the media, and the U.S. military for his no strategy remark. With the below, the GOP is blaming voters, especially Republican voters, for what they lost. Yep, scapegoating their voters. Good job on gaining and influencing friends. You didn't give those 31 million Republicans a good enough reason to vote, and you are blaming them. It's like going to the store. Why buy an inferior product when one was looking for excellence? Humphreys sounds like the party is entitled to my vote simply because there is an R associated with my name. Once again, the GOP and NHGOP have got it absolutely backwards. I don't have to buy your product if it does not meet my needs nor my expectations of excellence. In fact, you are asking me to be contrary to myself just so that you feel good. Not happening. Fix your brand first. Hint. Let's hear the brand manager and protector NHGOP, Jennifer Horn, lambaste her own, the rogue Republicans in the New Hampshire Senate that pushed through the Democrat agenda first. Let us know of your ire in how they spoiled the brand and that you are the person that is going to fix this. Else, you are complicit with them. So why would I want to vote for the opposition party that activates and puts their opponent's bucket list into law? And you want me and us to affirm that? Yeah, not happening.
No, it shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
When the Republican Party acts like the opposition party, I have no intentions of voting for them. And I've made it clear, and I'm getting blowback. Obviously, Tom Humphreys, who put out that email from the BMRC, is, as Grokster Tom said, somebody must be getting very nervous, and I wonder if it's the higher-ups. And I think they are.
Yeah, well, I'm going to take it a step further, but first let me say, this is the doleful comment moment. These guys are the tax collectors for the welfare state. They're not doing anything to remake it. I'm not saying there should be no welfare, but it needs to be completely remade, programs slashed, agencies trashed, and let's figure out what we can actually afford to do. Who knows? We might have a better social safety net if we got rid of some of the stupid regulatory agencies and duplicative programs.
If I were only president for a day. Or a week.
We're going to take a break.
If Sarah Palin was president for a week, with Obama's lack of regard for Congress, which she'd never have...
We were going to take a break.
She'd shut it all down.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Few things are as important as finding the right doctor. And under Obamacare, that's harder than ever. Over a third of our hospitals no longer available. Our doctors no longer covered. Fewer choices, longer drives. No state has been harder hit than us. And even after watching it impact New Hampshire, Congresswoman Ann Custer still supports it. Call Ann Custer. Tell her Obamacare isn't working for New Hampshire. We are struggling. Rising healthcare costs are part of the problem. Senator Jeanne Shaheen helped create this mess we're in. As a state senator, her bill chased 21 insurers out of our state. It reduced our choices, raised prices for New Hampshire families, and when Jeanne Shaheen supported Obamacare, it limited access to 10 of our 26 hospitals, reducing our choices again. Tell Jeanne Shaheen she's made healthcare worse.
All right, we're back. Hey, by the way, Aaron Day is joining us shortly, and he'll be our first guest. And then we will have on the phone Dan Dwyer, who is running for a New Hampshire Senate seat, and then after that, Maureen Mooney, who is running for the same Senate seat.
Yeah,
that should be fun.
Do you know how to operate this, by the way?
No, well, I've used it once.
Do you know how to operate this?
He's used it
I'll
once, too.
figure it out.
Okay, because I'm leaving in a little bit. I have to head down to where I can no longer be part of the safest podcast in New Hampshire.
I wanted to let you know also that next week we will have Ambassador Francis Rooney, Keith Ammon, who's a New Hampshire rep, and CD2 candidate Jim Lawrence. So,
right.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
And they both sound like pretty good conservatives to me, and it should be a good conversation.
Well, that's why we wanted them on, because the show's called GrokTALK.
Yeah.
Yak.
Yak. So anyway, what's next?
What's next? Oh, I don't know. There's so much going on.
Well,
We've got ISIL spreading across the Middle East, starting to look at Europe. We've got Cameron and Prime Minister Cameron of Britain's, raising the flag as far as they're coming for us. They're coming for us. And President Obama's status quo, playing golf.
No, it's more than that. I call it Cameron's new balls. I mean, the guy was considered to be pretty wimpy when he was first elected. And there he is standing up there basically declaring it to be existential evil that goes back hundreds of years. And this was not caused by 9/11. This was not caused by us invading Iraq. These guys were always evil, and it's time for us to go after them. Would it be nice if Obama stood up and said that? The problem is he's one of them.
Yeah, I think so. I think we've finally gotten to the point where he may not be Muslim himself, but boy, he is certainly showing his preference as far as religions are concerned. And make no doubt about it, ISIL is a religion, regardless of, and is an adherent to a religion, regardless of what he says from his bully pulpit.
Yeah, it's not a religion itself. It is as
it's an expression of religion.
As Cameron said, it's an evil belief system.
Well, it is a political system wrapped up in a religious belief, which is unlike what we see here in the West, where you do pull them apart, and they can be mostly separate. Although the freedom of religion folks would absolutely wish to put religion back in the dark corner of your cellar, and no religion in the public square, which I think is the wrong thing too. So here we are. We're faced with two opposite evil, both ends of this spectrum are evil.
the problem is always that the folks that say it's all about freedom of religion really want freedom from religion, or at least from any religion that has morals. And you can't tell me that Islam has morals when their idea of proper adherence to their moral code is killing and raping and pillaging.
Well, you bring up a good point, because they want the freedom from religion. They say that is a right. Well, the problem is these people don't want to think about what rights really mean, which is it's totally individual, that my right to free expression has nothing to do with your even paying attention to it, but they want to force their freedom upon those of us who have a religious viewpoint, which means that they, by necessity, have to stomp on our rights to have the free expression, period. And we see that all the time, that they claim that I've got the right to do this. I got the right to that. I have the right, Sandra Fluke, whatever. I have the right to contraceptives. Well, sure you do. That doesn't necessarily mean
you have the right to buy them.
Yes, you have the right to buy them. Go down to the corner grocery store or to the pharmacy, but your right should not extend to my wallet. But this is where we go.
Well, it's in the case of religion.
I'm still wondering just exactly what kind of life she leads if she can go bankrupt buying contraceptives.
Well, she also gave herself $100,000 to her campaign, and decided that was going to be. It just drives me nuts. Here she's saying, you have to pay for my contraceptives, but I can give my campaign for California State Senator $100,000. She's got a rich husband. I mean, and she's a lawyer. She's one of the top lawyers, came from one of the top law schools, period. Don't tell me we have to pay for your contraceptives.
And she wasn't, by the way, an impecunious student down there at Georgetown. She was, in fact, a postgraduate student who already was well off. And a nasty activist.
Yeah. And the person that you just saw come on to the live stream is our friend Aaron Day. Welcome to our rant. Go right ahead.
Whichever way you like. There you go.
Yep, and we can give you more cord. We got plenty of cord.
We can even turn your microphone up.
Oh, great.
If we're,
yes. You've arrived a little early.
I had a battle with my coffee, and I lost.
And you should be different from the rest of us. Why?
Yeah, good. So,
if you were listening to us, you might have spluttered your coffee. That sort of thing happens. So while we're on the random segment, I've got a few choice cartoons of the King Hears a Horton, which I shall be posting up later. As in, who heard a Horton? The King, Burger King, that is. Who's buying Tim Hortons in order to expand globally, but more importantly, to put their long-term headquarters in Canada, eh? And here's where it gets interesting.
Mm-hmm. I see where this is going.
The rich live a different life from us. The elite think they can tell us how to live their lives. Warren Buffett thinks, with his buddy Obama, that the rich need to pay more taxes, and that is everybody above middle class except him.
Yes.
Berkshire Hathaway, that's Buffett's company, is bankrolling the Burger King merger with Tim Hortons to the tune of $3 billion, or about 20% of the total. And they're very happy with the move of the headquarters to Canada because it protects their investment and their investors, and, by the way, Warren Buffett himself, from excess U.S. taxes.
Yeah, and the key part of this is that they say, well, how can an American company move to Canada? Well, guys, it's not an American company at all. It's owned by Brazilians. It just gets...
And before that, it was owned by the English, and before that, it was an American company. But it hasn't been an American company for years.
And of course, you get the predictable reaction from people like Dick Turban, who, like any other Democrat, thinks the money is theirs, and you get to keep that which they declare to be your fair share, which is never very much.
Yeah,
and so one of the cartoons said, we need to build a wall to keep Warren Buffett in.
Yeah. And I have to find the post where it says, I think everybody is saying, well, you're going to deny all those billions of dollars to the Treasury, which the underlying assumption is, which I think is absolutely wrong, is like, we are entitled to that money.
Hell no.
From government. And it really bothers me, because it does say that government, instead of God, has first claim on your money. As an evangelical Christian, first 10% that is the tithe, okay? But God only wants 10%. Government wants a heck of a lot more than that.
They do.
But I
think the Liz Warrens and the Gene Shaheens and the Ann Custers, who are all millionaires, they should step up and right off the bat say everything I own over $1 million the government can have. That would set a fine example. Nobody else should follow them, by the way, but they should just do that.
You notice that Warren Buffett, much as he advocates higher taxes for the almost rich, absolutely refuses to pay any extra himself, uses the tax laws as they are written to his maximum advantage, and will not write a one-off check or any other kind of check to the Treasury for what he thinks he owes them.
No. He says, I'm going to give all my money away, da-da-da-da.
Right, but he wants to choose where he gives it away.
Yeah,
he's
right,
not giving it to he's not giving it to the U.S. government.
He's the third richest person on the planet. I just read that yesterday.
After whom?
I don't know.
Because I think he's richer than Bill Gates at the moment.
Well, I said on the planet, not the country. So
no, and of course there's Carlos Slim Helú in Mexico, who's pretty damn rich off of cell phones and telecommunications. And Li Ka-shing, yes, that's right, Ka-ching, in Hong Kong, who's also extremely rich. Those are the ones that come off the top of my head as being near the top of the Forbes list.
I don't really know who. I know I read that he was number 3. And I'm like, because actually we were having this conversation at home. Somebody was asking me who the richest people in the country were. And I'm thinking, well, obviously him. And then, of course, Bill Gates. And, there's a couple other folks. But I was just like, most of these people are like, they're not worried about money. They're not wondering how they're going to pay for their groceries. They don't even buy their own groceries.
And that's the thing that most rich liberals don't get, and even a lot of rich Republicans. I know what the price of a gallon of milk is, okay? And I also know it's much harder for a lot of other people than what it is for me. I live a comfortable lifestyle for the most part. I don't have to worry about the price of a gallon of milk, but I do know people who, they have to shop very carefully to make ends meet. And it's not right when I see these liberals over and over and over again. Neil Cavuto had a column that's just great about liberals rolling over us. And, it is unfair, it is unjust for the liberals to keep piling on cost after cost after cost upon ordinary individuals just because they think it's the right thing for government to do.
The cost of gas has gone back up a little bit in New Hampshire, and I haven't seen any articles about that.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Every time it went down 2 cents, everyone's like, the price of gas went down again. Yep. That's how it works.
Yep.
So we'll talk about that.
Unless it's a Republican in the White House, and then it's how much it went up.
Right. But you saw my graph with the picture of the gas prices and the babies crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not me, because I'll be leaving.
You'll be leaving. Well, no, that was... All right. You're leaving now.
Yes.
All right. But we have Aaron.
Yes.
We're all set. We'll be right back.
Mike gets to come back.
GrokTALK. Stay tuned.
I got to sit in Skip's chair because I got to operate the phone lines. This should be fun.
He tried to make us believe he was a fiscal conservative, but State Senator Jeb Bradley has been deceiving New Hampshire taxpayers. Like a wolf in sheep's clothing, he claimed to be one of us, pretending to blend in, but all along voting like a liberal Democrat. And oh, how he drooled at the opportunity to vote to expand Obamacare, which will result in higher taxes and longer wait times in the emergency room. And now, Senator Bradley is leading the charge to try and pass a Senate bill to prevent us from criticizing his vote. Call Senator Bradley at 603-569-4208 and tell him that we're on to his wolf in sheep's clothing routine. Tell him to stop pretending to be a fiscal conservative and start voting like one. Paid for by Citizens for a Strong New Hampshire.
Hi, this is Rich Gerard, host of Gerard at Large in the Morning, the Manchester area's only locally owned, locally operated, focused, and interested, riveting radio show, heard live every Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 on 90.7 FM WLMW New Hampshire Family Radio, and available 24/7 live or archived at GerardAtLarge.com. Be sure to tune in.
This is a coalition of New Hampshire taxpayers. We're located at 8 North Main in Concord, New Hampshire. This is the repository for all things conservative and municipal. So if you have a problem in your town, your school, your budget committee, the right to know law, and now at the top of our list is voter fraud. You have a tip for us, some information for us, you want to join or help us out, cnht.org.
Hi, this is Rich Gerard, host of Gerard at Large in the Morning. You're listening to GrokTALK.
GrokTALK.